All right. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is your host, JC, Everyday Thoughts. Everyone gather around should be a good one today. Professional life coach, motivational speaker, a man of God, a husband, and a brand new father. So congrats, my wife and I. Today, I have a special guest with me today. He's no stranger on the channel, Coach Rod. I'm pleased to have you on tonight. So give everybody a little introduction about what you're about. You being a life coach, a dating coach, relationship coach, so tell everybody about you.
Hey, how y'all doing? My name is Coach Rod. I am a Kingdom relationship and life coach. And what I do is I teach relationships from a kingdom perspective, which means God's way of doing things. A man of God. So I just give, advice, dating advice, you know, from a biblical, godly perspective. I've been coaching for like 6 years. It's my purpose. It's the call that God put in my life to, speak about relationships and love the right way, God's way. Um, I believe in, I'm for men and women, but the majority of my followers are women. And the reason why, because, you know, women are more like into stuff like, growth in this generation, this day, growth and, trying to better themselves and, be, make a difference. So a lot of women follow me, and I believe this is what I believe. I believe God got tired of seeing women getting hurt, women getting disrespected, because even in biblical days, women have always been, treated like less secondhand citizens. They've been, and God never intended for a man to treat a woman like that, you know. So God raised me up to empower women to let them know, like, hey, this is not how God intended for you to be treated. Because a lot of women have brought into this that, like the ride or die stuff like that, ride or die for a man, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's not what God intended. Let the man cheat, let him do what he want to do. And, you don't lead the man, you pray for him. Um, Men have always, used the fact that back in the day, women wasn't working, they couldn't work. So the man knew he paying the bills, he could do what he want to do. And the women was taught to stay, because he paying your bills. And that's what I'm here to do, to teach the truth and let women know, hey, listen, you ain't got to put up with that. And I believe, if the women stop allowing men to do what they do, men gonna change, because women influence men. So that's why I do what I do. That's what I'm here for. Again, I'm a kingdom relationship and life coach. I teach from a biblical perspective. My target audience are women, but I coach men as well. But that's if a man want to grow and be a man. I don't got nothing against men, but I got something against grown boys. I don't like a man put hands on women, to control women, cheat on women. Because why? My mother was a woman. God bless her. She went on with the Lord. But I got a daughter, and JC, you got a daughter as well. So the same way I want somebody to treat my daughter, I'm gonna treat somebody else's daughter. So that's why I do what I do. So that's who I am. That's what I do. My name is Coach Rod. I'm on YouTube as Coach Rod. You can also reach me on Facebook as Rodney Ray. But yeah, this is what I do, y'all. I'm glad to be on here with you, brother. It's good to see another young black brother doing what I'm doing out here, trying to level the playing field. I really appreciate you having me on on the platform. I really appreciate that.
Oh yes, sir, well, definitely. Like I said, I want to give you a happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day
Yeah,
to
same to
you.
you, man. I saw your baby,
Thank
your
you.
baby on there.
But
Yeah, that's good.
let's get into the topic that we'll talk about husband material. I mean, what makes a good husband? What's some good characteristics of being a husband? My thing is being a protective, provider, just being, calm, being patient with you, understanding you, being, very just gentle towards you, not raising the voice at you, not talking down at you, not putting his hands on you, being very loving towards you. never disrespecting you in public or private, and he really honors you. He honors you, and he honors the vow that you guys made. I mean, that's what I see as a husband. You know what I mean? You being a husband. That's what I say. But what do you have to say about husband material or what women should look for? Type of characteristics you need to look for as far as being a husband. Kingdom men. What do you think they should look for?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. That's the first thing I would say. I would think of when it comes down to husband material, provider and protector. That's the main, thing you want to look for as a husband. And a lot of men get mad when I say this and give me slack back, but I don't believe in the 50-50. I don't believe in the 50-50. I believe during the dating stage, the man should pay for the dates. Now, when they become exclusive, the woman can offer to say, hey, I could pay sometime, I could pay, it's up to that man to say, I got it, whatever. So nothing wrong with a woman offering, but during the dating stage, the man got to show the woman that he can provide for her. See, we're talking about dating with purpose. That's another thing I want to, stress. We're not talking about just career dating, just dating to get banana pudding, all that kind of stuff here. We're talking about you dating to find a wife and the woman dating to find a husband. That's what I stand for, dating with purpose. So as a woman who dating with purpose, one way to know that this man's provider is he's gonna pay, he's gonna offer. So providing is the first thing you want to look for as husband material. If a man comes to you with that 50-50 stuff, want you to pay, he got his hands out to what you gonna buy me for my birthday. This stuff I get in coaching. I got a man just meet a woman, right? Just the first phone conversation, his birthday gonna be that week. He asking her, is he gonna buy her a flat screen TV for her birthday? What?
Yeah.
That's not a husband material. That's a clown, grown boy, and he probably a narcissist. He's an idiot. A husband, he want to come in your life, especially if he's a godly husband, if you're a kingdom husband. He want to come in your life and provide, because one thing that make a man feel like a man is his ability to provide for his wife and his family. And brother, you can attest to this, because you're a real man. That's one thing will make a man feel like he's a man. So the first thing I would say, like Brother JC said, providing and protecting. That's what a husband role is. If a man does not make you feel safe, if he don't protect you, he's not husband material. And this came to my mind, about Will Smith, a situation where he did, Now, I think probably he should have handed it out backstage, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And probably would have came said, hey man, listen, my wife very sensitive about her hair. You know what I'm saying? She's a woman. Dog, don't do that no more. I'm telling you right now, this is my last time telling you. He probably should have did something like that right there. I think that's a little bit too, overboard with that. But, he protected his wife, So a man gonna automatically have that protective instinct in him. That's why I brought that up. He gonna always, when his wife feel a certain type of way, he gonna be like, oh, hold on, that's my wife, And that's how I am. I'm like that, I'm a kingdom man. I love God, but I'll tell you now, if you mess with my wife, my wife and my children, there are two things you don't want to mess with. I go to prison about my children. My daughter, see right now, my daughter dating right now. She's in a relationship. She's in a relationship right now. She's not dating. She's in a relationship right now. And, I'm not happy with the guy she with. But one thing I know, she grown. She got to make her own decision. I'm not, and I learned the more I tell her to not be with her, that's how a young girl live. Young and dumb. She's not dumb. She's smart, but you know how they say young and dumb.
Yeah.
But as long as you don't put your hands on my daughter, I'm straight. You put your hands on my daughter, you gonna have to deal with me. See what I'm saying? So, I'm a protector. I always been that way with even my first wife, who I had my daughter and my son from, I always been very protective of them, my wife and my children. So a man's gonna be protective. If he's not providing, if you don't see that while you're dating this man, he's a provider and protector, then he's not husband material. So I agree with you 100% on that.
Yeah, and most importantly, he has to be able to sacrifice and lay down his life down for you. You know, he's not willing to do that. I mean, he's not really the type of man you need to be saying I do with. A lot of times, the women, you guys are so, want the marriage, I want the ring, you want the big celebration, being called a wife. Should be married to a man who doesn't respect you, doesn't honor his vows, out there cheating on you, just being with a whole bunch of women, talking to a lot of women, flirting with a lot of women, and he's really disgracing you and disgracing himself as well too. So you always got to be conscious of whoever you make your head. I mean, that's the one thing we talk about a lot in your videos too. We talk about who's going to be your head. You got to be very cautious. Be very careful, very selective. I mean, you're the CEO of your life. I mean, how does the CEO handle his business as far as hiring employees and hiring the staff? So you have to be very just conscious when you're out there dating. Date with a purpose. Make sure that the man he's willing to pour into you as much you pour into him. You're not supposed to be pouring to each other. It's a teamwork. It's supposed to go back and forth. Not supposed
Teamwork.
to be one side doing 80% and another guy's doing 20%. They're supposed to be evenly yoked, same mindset, same religion, and also too religion as well too. I mean, what is a spiritual belief? You can't date no atheist. You're going to Christian. You're going to church every Sunday.
Right.
He's atheist. Talking about, I want to go to church. I believe God. No, that's not a man you need to be settling down with.
Exactly.
Y'all are unequally yoked. So you have to be very conscious of that. Anytime you're trying to be with a man, y'all have the same faith, same belief. That's something that'll be a red flag to me.
Exactly. And that's one thing, I want to mention, like you said, I'm a God-fearing man, you're a God-fearing man. So we both pretty much give our opinion, based upon spiritual base, So if that man does not have a fear of God in him, I don't recommend you. I don't recommend you date him. Just being real with you. You gotta have that fear of God in him, and that's why I do what I do, because I fear God. That's why, as a single man, but not single for too long. I'm finna get ready to make my move on somebody soon. Somebody.
I can't wait. Can't wait to blow the candles.
Yeah, but I live for God. And this one thing I'm big on. I joke, I have fun. I talk, I have fun. I'm very balanced. I'm a creative man, but I'm down to earth. You see what I'm saying? But one thing I'm big on is my fear of God and leading. And I believe a God-fearing man is a leader, and that's what the Bible teaches, and that's what I stand for. When the Bible says submit to your husband, as unto the Lord. Now, see, a lot of men, they say women don't submit to a man no more, and all that kind of stuff here. But my thing is, who are you submitted to?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if that man not submitted to Christ, a woman should not submit to him.
Mm-hmm.
Christ got to be his head, because in the Bible, in 1 Corinthians chapter 11, it says the head of man is Christ. The head of Christ is God, and the head of woman is man. Something like that. I probably said it wrong, but
yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So if Christ not his head, then a woman should not submit to no man. Yeah.
Well, definitely. I mean, a man has to be submitted to God or whoever he believes in. I don't care what kind of religion he's in. I don't care whether Buddha, Islam. I mean, whatever your religion is, he has to be submitted to someone higher than himself. And
That's
also,
right.
The Bible says a man is a servant. I mean, he has to be willing to be a servant to you and your children. I mean, It's not about him being all macho. It's about how much he's willing to give to his wife, his children, and his community. That's one thing. A lot of men, they talk about being good men. The one thing we learned, my wife and I, my dad, we learned in church is, this past Sunday we're talking about a good man as opposed to a godly man. A godly man is about his community, he's about his family, he's about his purpose, his mission. A good man is like, hey, I'm happy to wake up and punch a clock, a 9-to-5 job, and I can live with that job for 10, 15, 20 years. I'm not really trying to engage and trying to uplift other people. But a godly man is trying to uplift you and trying to engage and how to uplift and motivate his people, his community. That's what he's trying to do. So you have to be conscious of that too. I mean, it's okay being with a good man, but you got to get with someone who's godly. A husband is godly, he fears God. What's the best out of his children and out of his wife and leaves an impactful legacy, that's what you want to do. You know,
Yeah, that's
Martin
true.
Luther King, John Lewis, those types of men, those are great men. Those are the type of men you want to be like, hey, Muhammad Ali, hey, when it's all in, when the dust settles and my name is no longer here, I still have my family name, my wife, my children, they're living after me. So then what you want as a man, as a husband. And, we don't have time to waste because God, can strike at any moment. So that's one thing you have to be wary when you're trying to look for and be with a husband is that he's not about games, not about manipulating you. He's about purpose, about driven, being passionate about himself, his family, community. That's what he's all about. He knows anytime the Lord may call him to come home, and he understands that time waits for nobody. And that's one thing I understand about as far as your life. I don't take anything for granted for our relationships with people, friends, co-workers, anybody. I just try to make sure I bring peace to everybody, make sure everybody having a great day. Whether they're feeling bad, whether they're feeling out of the mood, I always try to make sure everybody feels 100% each and every day.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And I like what you said about serving as well. And that's the thing. See, a lot of men think being a leader is about dictatorship. You controlling a woman, and that's how it was taught. Even even in the church. Leadership in the home is not dictatorship. It's about serving. The biggest servant should be the leader of the house. And Christ said that. He said the greatest one among you is the one who served. And he's the head of the church, but he served the disciples by washing their feet. He was trying to put a point to them, just telling them that I'm a servant, even though I'm the leader. And the greatest one among you is the one that served. And that's what a husband, a godly husband is he going to be a servant as well? It's not about. I mean, y'all serve each other. Don't get me wrong. Y'all serve but he's going to take that initiative. And that's one thing about a leader. A leader take the initiative. You didn't got to ask a leader to do nothing for you. He's going to offer. He's going to see. And I tell women this here. As a coach, I coach women. Like for an example, this girl was engaged with this guy, and they shared cars. He didn't have a car, so she let him take her car to work and drop her off. Whatever. Okay, no problem with that. But she said the oil light came on in the car, and she said she didn't say that. She was waiting on him to see what he's gonna do. She said months go by, and he had not taken the car and get service yet. So one day she asked him, "Do you see the oil light on the car?" He said, "Yeah." So she said, "Why you didn't go get it serviced?" He said, "Well, I'll wait on you to go to get it serviced." So I told her, I said, "So don't marry that man right now. He's not a leader. A leader take the initiative." And that would have been me. When that oil light would have came on, I would have told her, "Babe, your oil light on. I'm taking the car to get a service on Saturday when I'm not working." That's what you want to look for while you're dating a man. He gonna come. He should come in your life. Like for an example, if y'all on a date somewhere, y'all riding in your car, ladies, if you don't look at that gas tank, say, "Hey, babe, put in the gas tank, put the gas in your car." You should fill your car with gas. You see what I'm saying? These are some things that you're dealing with a man that know how to lead. Don't get with so many. It's some married women right now. They with a sorry behind men. I'm talking about these men so sorry. One situation. Now, this is not a client I coach. This is somebody that I know, a friend of mine. It's hurricane coming in Florida. He go put gas in his car. Because when the hurricane comes, you got to gas the car up. Just in case, whatever. He leave his wife's car with no gas in it. She got to go in the hot sun because the air conditioner in her car don't work. He don't want to fix the air conditioner in her car. And wait in the hot sun for like 3 or 4 hours to get gas during the hurricane. He sat home on the couch. Don't marry a man like that. So if you dating a man, if he's not leading with a servant heart, that's what leadership is about, serving. So as he lead with serving you, you submit to him, you respect him. You know what I'm saying? That's what submit is about. Submit not about he controlling you. You ain't got no voice. He telling you what to do. and you just be quiet. He cheat on you. You don't say nothing. He cheat on you. You pray for him. No, that's not. But that's how women was taught. Even the older women, stay the family. You know what I'm saying? Stay because he paying your bills. No, that's not what God never intended for a woman to be ran over and cheated on. Matter of fact, if you read Malachi 2:16, God rejected the husband offerings because they was being unfaithful to their wife. So it's not about a man controlling you. When we talk about submitting and leadership as a kingdom way, it's about him leading with love. Like my former pastor, my spiritual father told me about leading with love. You know what I'm saying? As a man lead with love, as he served, you submit and you respect his man. You reciprocate submission. You honor him. But while you're dating a man, if he's not showing you these signs, then you don't go any further with him. You got to let him know in a nice way. Listen, this is not working out for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, definitely. I mean, you guys don't feel he leading you. He can lead you without putting his hands on you, being physical with you, being abusive, being controlling towards you. I mean, that's not the type of man you want to marry. I mean, don't just get married just to say, hey, I'm married. I mean, get someone who really cares you, who wants to marry you, wants to sacrifice for you and look after you and looks you more than just like a sexual conquest. Because I think a lot of men, they say they get married just to have sex or just to legally have sex. Well, don't just be, trying to tie a knot on a man just to say you got a man. Make sure he honors you, make sure he's loyal to you, make sure he's committed to you 110%. And like I said, he's trying to love you until death do y'all part. That's the main goal. I know for myself and my religion as far as my core values. That's what I'm trying to do. Love until death, until God takes his vote. So that's what I'm trying to do. That's my mission statement. But like I said, every man is different. Everyone's core value is different. You have to see, do you guys have a similar core value? So you gotta get with a man who's strong, who's tough, he can be vulnerable as well too. He don't have to be all tough guy. He could be vulnerable. He can show you a romantic side of him. He can show you a serious side of him. He can show you just very warm, welcoming, a generous type of person. You can bring him to your family, your friends, the cookouts, barbecues. I mean, that's the type of man you want to deal with. Not really out there. You got to pick up your phone and talk about, who's he cheating with, who's he looking at, or you got to look at a man's history on his phone. You don't want to do all that. I mean, you're supposed to marry a man. When you say I do, that's it. You don't got to go after a man, look at his phone, look at his tablet, look at his watch, try to track him that where he's been. He's not lying. He lies to you where he's been at. After, I was at work, or I was hanging out with a guy, I was at the gym. No, I mean, he's honest and transparent with you. Like I said, we gonna make mistakes, but he doesn't get to a point where he keep making the same mistake over and over. You got to keep constantly telling him, remind him, hey, you do this, hey, exactly. No, I mean, he's gonna take initiative, like, babe, she said 1 time, 2 times, that's it. I'm gonna make sure I reconcile whatever she wants, whatever she desires. I mean, not because being a simp, whatever, just being kind of consideration because I love that person. And that's the thing, you gotta love a man who loves himself as much as he loves you, and you have to be equally, like I said, I gotta be equally yoked. It can't just be one-sided. One thing I see in a lot of relationships is one-sided. Woman doing so much, the man is just taking is not deposit anything back to your bank. So you got to be conscious of that as well too.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And the one thing I want to add on too, like, some traits of a husband material man is he's not going to be into clubs. I don't recommend you date a guy that like to go to the clubs. That's a man who have not really ready to settle down. Because let's be honest, one of the main reasons why men go to the club for the women. It's just being real, for the women, So that's not a good place you can find a husband material. But a man with husband material, he gonna like go to sporting events, football, basketball, something like that. Sporting events, something that's more laid back in that, or he might, be a football coach or something like, what I'm saying? He's like family oriented. You know, you want a man that family oriented. You don't want a man like to go hanging out all the night. So if you're dating somebody and you talking to them on the phone, and like Pastor Blake said, you know, you're dating to collect data. You know, this is what dating is about, to collect data. So you collecting data on this guy, and he like, oh, I'm gonna go out to the club, or you know, I'm hanging out here. You know what I'm saying? You should know, okay, now that's not her material. But you talk to a guy, he's like, yeah, you know, man, I like going to the basketball game, you know, Miami Heat game, whatever. You know, I like chilling sometimes, barbecue, you know, somebody you want to hear stuff like that. You know, a man that's family oriented is husband material. He gotta have a love for children. If you don't too much like children, stuff like that, you know, you probably not husband material, because you don't want a man that like to hang out all night long. You know, when and there's wrong with a man having homeboys he chill with, but you know, I got homeboys, I got friends, but when I get married, my wife first, I let them know, like, I'm finna go home to my wife. We can hang out sometime, but my wife come first. And this is how I talk to my friend. I be like, nigga, you ain't got no banana pudding? I can't get no banana pudding for you. I'm gonna give you some banana pudding. Bye. And my boy be like, oh man, you soft, dog. Oh, we just be playing, but hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? The banana pudding at the high, dog. I can't get no banana pudding from y'all. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I let my boy know. Y'all ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? I won't. My wife home. So I will hang out sometimes, you know, go out and eat with the boys. But, you know, I don't hang out on the streets 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, all at 3 o'clock in the morning. No. Mm-mm. And you got some women, and I'm coaching. They with men, Coach Rod. He like to hang out, you know, all night long, Coach Rod. You know, I'm a homebody. I like to spend time with. I like watch movies. On the weekend, I work during the week. Weekend I work. I want to spend time with my man. He want to go hang out in the clubs all night long. Coach Rod, what should I do? You should move on. Y'all not compatible. You looking for a husband, right? Yeah. Sus, he's not a husband. Husband don't hang out 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. A husband gotta know, I got a wife and family. He married, and he out 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and you home by yourself. How can he protect you? How can he protect y'all? He gotta be home with his wife and his family, kids, to protect you. He out there 3 o'clock in the morning out there getting drunk. That's not a man. So I gotta tell our women like right here, sisters, you want a husband, right? Yeah. Move on with your life. You can stay right there and be with it all you want to. But you trying to be the dead horse. Y'all not compatible. You want marriage. He doesn't want, he might say he want marriage, but he not showing he want marriage. He not showing you he husband material. A man might say he want marriage. He might say I live with my wife. But if he's not showing you that he husband material by something that we talking about, then you gotta just say, you know what? This ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? Because the husband can't be hanging out all night long. Want to go to the club and stuff like that. It's time for a man, like in the Bible. When I was a child, no, I thought like a child. I talked like a child, I read like a child. But when I became a man, people were trying to wait. So it's time for a man to grow up. You see what I'm saying? So when you're dating a man, you want to look at this type of stuff. What is he doing? Do he have any vices? You know, what his vices is? You know, it's good vices and bad vices, you know. You know, my vice is my purpose. Getting on here doing videos, that's what my vice is. You know what I'm saying? So, man, we go on. It's a lot to deal with this, right? We talk about purpose and all this. That's what a husband's about. And you talk about building a legacy. Oh, man, that's what I'm about. A legacy, you know, and passing what I'm doing on to my children, you know, leaving them something they can pass it on to their grandkids, something that I started. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to marry somebody like that you can build a legacy with, ladies. You know, a lot of these men that women dating, and I know society put pressure on y'all, and y'all feel like y'all got to settle because ain't no good men. It's some good men out there. They out there. Now, they may not be the way you want them to look, but they out there. They may not be tall like a handsome, because that's one thing about a lot of women. And one thing, reason why a lot of women are single, not the only reason, y'all want the same darn man. What kind of man you want? Tall, dark, and handsome. Every black woman want a tall, dark, and handsome man. So he out there. He may not be tall, dark, and handsome. You know, he might be light skinned.
Well, no, but that's your preference, though. I mean, nothing wrong with having preference.
Yeah, I mean nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
I got preference as well. But at the same time, if I meet a good woman, but she meet my standards, that's what I'm saying. Like a woman can have, okay, I prefer him to be tall, dark, and handsome. But just say I meet a guy and he's not. Let's say she 5'6", he 5'10", 5'9". He may not be dark. He might be like my complexion, but he's a good guy. So I think sometimes us singles we gotta bend on our preferences a little bit, because that man. What I'm trying to say, brother, everybody want that man. Not everybody, but the majority of women want that man. And so he may not be like everything he wants him to be physically, but if he got the I ain't saying that if he's not attractive now. If you gotta be attraction there with the man, ladies, but you gotta look at other things other than just that. I got preference too, but I'm not gonna go by everything I want physically. I'm gonna go by what I want spiritually, but she gotta be attractive. You know what I'm saying? I prefer booty. I like booty. I'm a booty man. You know what I'm saying? But I get a slim girl. If I meet a slim girl with a small waist and she fear God and she a sweet person, we click real good. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's the problem that a lot of single people have. Like we gotta. It's nothing wrong with having a preference. But don't just go on preferences alone. Now I think what a lot of women are messing up with. They're going on preferences alone, and they're not going on, standards and core values and core beliefs, like how you say core beliefs. Now if you happen to meet a man that's tall, dark, and handsome, and he, you know what I'm saying, a good man, then go ahead and do that. But we just have to, learn how to make some compromising on the superficial thing. That's all I'm saying, But there's nothing wrong with that. I got preferences. We all got preferences. Nothing wrong with that, Yeah.
But yeah, though, I mean, like I said, we got like one more thing, and then we gotta wrap it up. We gotta get back to the family,
Yeah.
So, like I said, and also too, I mean, man, as far as you can have self-control, self-discipline, I mean, that's really a lot of things. I know what Devon Franklin was talking about in his book. You gotta contain your dog. Like, man, will have to feel like he has to, be out there where every woman always gotta have his head out, talking to women. Like, nah, I mean, you just have self-control. Like, look, you know what I'm saying? You want to be single, but when you try to be into a marriage, you trying to be a husband, you gotta let all them kid games go. I mean, you just be trying to be faithful, you gotta be loyal. But yeah, that's all we got really for the time being. I mean, you got anything else to add before we wrap this up?
Yeah. Yeah, and hey, this thing, and we wrap this up, I want to say to the ladies out there, you want a man that put God first, family second, and then his career or his purpose. That's it right there. That's what kind of men you looking for out there, who put God first, family, and I always got to leave y'all with this right here. If God ain't in it, if God, and that's whatever you believe, if you believe, if you're a Christian, Muslim, whoever you are, because everybody may not be Christian, but whatever you believe, if God not in it, that's the main thing to sum all this up right here. You want a man that got some type of fear of God, because I just uploaded a video about why do men cheat. It is some other reasons why men cheat, but I say this right here: the number one thing that keep a man faithful is he got to have the fear of God in his life. If he ain't got no God, nobody he's submitted to, that he's like modern after, more than likely he gonna cheat. He gonna cheat. You know what I'm saying? But whatever God he serve, whatever God you serve, whatever, you can put it that way. But that's it right there, bro. You gotta look for God. If he ain't got God in his life, he may not be a good husband. He may be, may not, I don't know. But I gotta keep it 100 with y'all. God is everything. God gotta be in it. Is God not in that relationship? Is God not first? Family, then job and career, whatever. I don't know, bro. But yeah. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. But yeah, though, like I said, I appreciate you joining me tonight. You know what I'm saying? It's an interactive type of platform. Anybody come online, you know, you chop it up. I don't kind of judge nobody. Judge free platform. You know, I appreciate everybody to come on. Like I said, until next time, anybody want to join me, you know, feel free to message me. I love these type of discussions, especially with Kobe Bryant, one of my favorite guests of all time. So I appreciate him and I appreciate his time, his effort. And like I said, I learned a lot from him, I learned a lot from his videos. So if y'all want to check him out on YouTube, his Facebook, or wherever he's at, you know, just look him up because he's very, if he says a lot of good knowledge, learn a lot from him every time I watch a video. But yeah, though, like I said, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Until next time, I'm out. JC, Everyday Thoughts.
All right, brother. Hey, peace. Take care, man. All right.